Alright, let's continue with Zero Escape Virtue's Last Reward. We have just finished the archives, and we are finding Warehouse B. Following the path toward the Sigma ending.
Is this another warehouse?
Where are we in the flowchart, you say? We are down this path. I have a feeling the Sigma ending is probably going to be down here. And this is going to be our game over.
It looks like it.
Actually, let me double check, because left is usually ally. Yeah, we pick ally this next round. Just like the one on floor A.
There's graffiti on the wall here too.
This is the first time they've mentioned it. It's been here.
It's something different though.
Yes. Memento mori, remember mortality. If the ninth lion ate the sun.
Did they make a mistake? That isn't how you spell it. They added that E to ninth, but why?
It's probably an anagram. I think memento mori is Latin for something like remember death or don't forget your mortality. The other part, I mean, I assume it's just what it says on the tin.
Conditional relating to whether or not a lion has eaten the sun?
If you want to get all programmery on us, yeah. If the ninth lion ate the sun. I don't think that works as a programming conditional.
But what on earth does that mean? It just seems like gibberish.
Agreed, whatever it means is beyond me. Where's Vi when you need her?
Look at that door over there. Doesn't it look just like the one on the other floor?
Yes, yes it does,
Yeah,
but more
there
rusty.
isn't anything written on this one.
Yeah, it's way more rusty. There's a big knot on the other door. I guess that means this door isn't important.
I don't see anything that looks like it might open it either.
Yep, nothing. Not opening.
Of course it isn't. I mean, look at this thing. It's solid steel.
Well, how do you open it then?
From the other side, maybe?
The other side?
Hey, what's the deal with those doors over there? The ones that are glowing white. Do you think they could be chromatic doors? There are 3 of them.
Yeah, I think you're right. These must be the next set of chromatic doors we're supposed to go through.
But they're all the same color. Well, for all the other doors, we had to add colors together to make another color. In this case, we probably just have to make white instead.
Suddenly the voice of the announcer echoed throughout the warehouse. Ambidex game.
An Ambidex gate has been opened. 45 minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes.
How the hell did that happen?
Someone on one of the other teams must have opened one. All they'd need is one of the moon keys.
Why would they do that without waiting for the rest of us?
We can ask them when we get there. Come on.
Hold on, 1 second, I gotta check my dog downstairs. We leapt out of the magenta door and into the warehouse. There stood Temioji, Dio, and Alice. Hey, what the hell is this? Why did you open the AB rooms before the rest of us got back?
Alice and I haven't done anything.
Dio apparently felt he didn't need to wait.
You got a problem?
Yes, I do have a problem.
Why? I don't remember saying anything about waiting until everyone got back to open the AB rooms.
Are you kidding me? We didn't talk about it because we thought it was common sense.
Sigma's right. We were able to get back quickly, but the others could still be stuck somewhere.
No sooner were the words out of her mouth than...
Oh, thank goodness. You're all here.
Something happened?
Yes. It's Quark, you see. He
What? What happened to Quark?
collapsed. It happened so suddenly. We were just searching our room.
What?
Please, you must hurry to the infirmary. His condition could change at any moment. You should go.
Oh no.
Temioji shoved Kay aside and leapt through the yellow door. The rest of us exchanged a few startled looks, then ran off after him.
Quark, come on, kid. Get a hold of yourself.
Temioji grabbed Quark's shoulders and began shaking him desperately. It was Clover who stopped him.
Hey, what are you doing? He's sick, and we don't even know what's wrong with him. What if you make him worse?
Then what am I supposed to do? I have to save him.
Yeah, we've been through all this before. Let's go. In the archives, no, that was just piles and piles of books and papers. Nothing even remotely like medicine there.
What about you, Kay? Was there any medicine in your room?
I'm terribly sorry. There was nothing of the sort in the garden. Plenty of vegetation, but unfortunately, no medicine.
Oh God. Then he's going to... Oh God, no.
Where did the three of you go?
The pantry. There was tons of food everywhere, but Excelivir? Nothing.
No one here, huh? Damn. Where did she go? No point in complaining. Just need to look elsewhere. I turned and headed toward the exit. Temioji and Dio searched the room. Damn, nothing. Need to find her quick or she's gonna do something bad. If she loses it like Quark did and nobody's around to stop her. Yep. So we need to hurry up. The bee gardens. First thing I noticed when I stepped inside was the smell. Plant life was everywhere and the air was filled with the fresh scent of it growing, underlaid with the sweet dry tones of dead leaves underfoot. Alright. Hold on 1 second. There we go. Alright, cool. Well, the air outside had been dry and harsh, and here it was warm and wet, like a forest after a spring rain. Just like Kay said, plants and stuff everywhere. Damn, she's not here either. This is bad. I've been searching for Alice for a while and I found nothing. I hoped that nothing had happened to her, but... I searched every corner of floor B. She was nowhere to be seen. This is pointless. I should get back to floor A. Maybe someone else has found her. The creepy music starts. Not the desperate music, but the creepy music. The crew quarters. The crew quarters. Crew quarters. Crew quarters. Doesn't look like anybody's here. I should look in the rooms. Oh boy. Alice. First thing I saw when I stepped through the door was the blossom of red on her chest. Can I? Okay. It's almost like getting punched. Even though we've seen this scene before, we saw it in a different context, so I can't skip it. Now, why did this happen? I forced one shaking foot forward than the next. My legs began to wobble. This looks bad, but you don't actually know anything yet. Yeah, that's right. Maybe it's not too late. Maybe we can still save her. Then at last I pressed my fingers to her neck, and those hopes were dashed. No pulse. Clearly she wasn't breathing either. Her pupils had dilated hideously, making her face seem somehow inhuman. Embedded in her chest was a scalpel. I was no doctor, but judging by the angle, it looked like it had pierced her heart. Had someone stabbed her? No. What if she...
We're all going to die.
We're all going to die down here.
I'd rather die here!
No, no. Something in my brain snapped. I'm not even going to attempt to vocalize that. Sigma yells. More screams. The scream clawed its way out of my body, taking my mind with it. The last thing I felt was my body slumping to the floor as the world went dark. When I came to, I was floating in a field of nothingness. Wait, what? Wait, what? Wait, what? Um, 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 Yellow, red, ally. Oh, I need to finish this guy over here, I think. Yes.
What?
Sigma's BP is...
Negative.
Yeah. Yeah. Huh. Okay, apparently I can't do that one yet. Guess maybe finish out the ones over here. Why is this? Where did Alice go? Yeah. And suddenly the world shifted. Ah. For an instant I was somewhere else entirely. My mind reeled and then realized I'd just begun to adjust. It was gone, as if nothing had happened. What? What was that? It was the same sensation I had felt when I saw the vision of the bombs exploding. Had it been a premonition? This is bad, I need to find Alice now. But where could she be? Damn it, Alice, where are you? Crew quarters. Yeah. That has to be it. Set off at a dead run. No lying down on the job. Achievement unlocked. Okay. Crew quarters. When I entered the crew hallway, I made straight for the door into the number 2 room. Alice should be in here. Swallowed and threw open the door. Alice, so you were here. As I spoke, her eyes turned toward mine, but I didn't get the feeling that they were looking at me. Her skin was pale and sickly, and one of her hands held the scalpel like I'd caught her in the middle of something.
What are you doing here?
It's okay. I'm just here to help you.
Help me? What do you mean?
Just let go of the scalpel.
No, I need it to get this bracelet off. Remember what Zero Jr. told us? The bracelet comes off when your heart stops. So I just have to...
Ooh, animated. Before I even finished the word, I was running. I grabbed both her arms and wrenched them back, pulling the blade away from her chest.
No!
This scene is interesting. Really interesting. Really, really interesting. In fact, I'm going to screenshot it. There we go. Alright.
Let me go! I have to do this! I can't take it anymore. This whole thing is like a nightmare I can't wake up from. The only way I'm going to get out of here is to die!
Knock it off. The grunt, I tore the scalpel from her hands. It was a second before I felt a burning pain in my left hand. I apparently kept myself getting the damn thing away from her. Very quickly it progressed from a dull throbbing to a hot line of pain across my palm. I clenched my teeth and squeezed my hand tight. I was so focused on my pain that I barely heard Alice collapse. She didn't respond when I shook her. Hey, are you alright? Alice, say something. There was a moment of terror before I realized she was still breathing. I didn't know why, but it seemed she'd only passed out. Shit, what am I supposed to do now? Oh man, maybe the infirmary? It's got all those medical things. Buoyed by adrenaline, I hefted Alice's body and took off toward the infirmary.
Please pay attention, everyone.
Alright, I'm still in this thing. Alright.
You need to hear this. The Atom has finished scanning Alice.
What did it say?
Her results are identical to Quark's. She has also been infected with Radical 6.
If I had called everyone else back after I brought Alice to the infirmary. 7 sets of eyes widened as Luna spoke.
Oh no. No! What's going to happen to her? Well, like I said before, there's only one way to cure Radical 6. It's a special antiviral treatment. Whether or not there's any around here, though. No! No! Oh, Alice! I don't want you to die! Please don't die! I don't want to be alone! Don't die!
Clover wrapped her arms around Alice's unconscious body and began to sob. None of us had the heart to pull her off, so all we could do was stand and watch uncomfortably.
Ten minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes. All players, please enter your votes. If no vote is recorded before the deadline has passed, any non-voting parties will automatically ally.
Guys, I think we should get back to the warehouse.
What about Alice and Quark?
Guess we're just gonna have to leave him behind.
No! I'm not leaving!
Clover.
I'm staying here! Like heck I'm gonna leave Alice all alone! She's going to be fine. I gave her some Soberil. She'll just be sleeping like Quark. I don't care! I just want to stay with her. She shouldn't have to be all by herself.
Everything's coming up Sigma, huh? What a lucky, lucky man you are. You two are gonna be playing against Clover. If she doesn't vote, then she'll default to ally. That means if she stays here, the two of you are gonna be sitting pretty. Especially you, Sigma. After all, you've got 6 BP right now.
Are you saying I'm going to choose Betray?
If you do, you'll get what you need to escape.
You bastard. There's no way I'd do that.
Is that so?
Yes, it is so. For one, I'm not the only one making this decision. Luna's my partner, and she'll be in the AB room with me. You really think she'd just stand by and let me do something like that? Back me up here, Luna.
Well, actually I was planning to let you make the decision.
See? Told you. You can lie to us if you want, but you can't lie to yourself.
Shut up.
If I might make a suggestion, what if Sigma and Luna both remained here? Should all 3 of you abstain, then you would all be guaranteed to ally, correct?
Nope, doesn't work like that.
Why not?
Here, take a look at this. I pulled the scrap of paper we'd found out of my pocket.
Huh? What's this?
We found it when we went to the archives.
There wasn't anything like this in the pantry.
Nothing in the garden either.
I guess they only put 1 in the archives. Whatever. I'll just read it up for you. Here are some more AB game rules for you. Not voting is not an option. If both parties refuse to vote, then everybody gets penalized. In other words, 1 person out of every color group of 3 has to vote. Get it? The whole team can't abstain.
That means either Dio or Tenmyoji is going to have to vote then. And they're playing against Alice. Oh. I guess playing against is a little generous.
So Alice is guaranteed to vote ally, which means that if Dio picks Betray...
Knock it off. You trying to get back at me for what I said earlier? No way am I gonna choose Betray. You do know her BP's at 1, right? What do you think would happen to her if I did that?
Anyone whose BP drops to 0 gets penalized, just like when you break the rules.
I wouldn't put it past you.
What?
Cool it, boys. Don't worry. I'm gonna be in that room too. I'd planned to stay here with Quark, just to make sure he was safe. But it doesn't look like I'm gonna have that luxury. I can't trust Dio to make a decision for all three of us. That means we're gonna be sharing a room, bucko. I've got my eye on you. Happy now, Sigma?
Yeah, thanks. That's a relief.
Exactly.
Oh man, everybody's against me. Whatever shall I do?
Can't be too careful. I wouldn't want to see Alice killed by an unfortunate accident.
What do you mean, accident?
Oh! Tenmyoji, before we went into the CDs, you told Alice there was something you wanted to tell her. What was it?
Huh? Oh, that, well, I mean, look, it wasn't important. Just forget about it.
No, it is important. 5 minutes
5
remaining.
minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes.
Time's running out, people. Clover and I will stay here and keep an eye on Alice and Quark. Everyone else needs to go.
What?
You're staying too?
Yeah. If something does happen, Clover might need a hand.
Aren't you a solo? Playing against Kay and Quark, but with Quark out, that means Kay would get to decide this whole round.
Are you saying that you trust me?
Yes.
Even though I have 6 BP?
Yes.
Whoa, 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 are you nuts? What happens when he gets 9 BP?
I'm not worried. Kay won't betray me.
How can you know that?
I just know, I guess.
You just know? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Had something happen between Fi and Kay while they were out exploring?
I understand. I can hardly betray trust like that, can I? I will vote for our team.
Good. We're counting on you.
I've had enough of this bullshit.
4 minutes.
Come on! We need to hurry!
All right, you kids. Take care of those two.
Of course.
We promise.
With that, we were off. We gave one last quick nod to Fi and Clover before heading back for the warehouse of the Dead Run. Thankfully, the infirmary is not very far from it. Warehouse A. Everybody ready? I'm going to open my AB gate. Although I guess that doesn't really matter. Do you already?
You and I remain.
Right.
Okay, let's go. Two more AB gates slid open. We all shared one last look at each other before ducking into our respective rooms.
Minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes.
What are you going to do? How are you going to vote?
No question. If Clover isn't voting, then she's defaulting to ally. Betraying someone who isn't even playing hardly seems
Of
fair.
course, I think so too. I'm just glad to hear you say it.
Luna's face broke into a warm, happy smile. Not to be sappy, but it was like a ray of sunshine on a cloudy day. I've got sunshine on a cloudy day. And she spoke.
Sigma, what's wrong with your hand? There's something white on it.
There's what? What the hell is this? For the first time since I'd found Alice in the crew quarters, I looked down at my hand. Across the palm was some sort of strange white liquid. For a moment I thought I'd somehow touched some white paint or something similar. The truth was far stranger. Liquid was coming from my hand. It's coming from the cut I'd given myself when I grabbed the scalpel away from Alice. But why? Where was the blood? I felt a very odd sort of fear begin to wrap its hand around my throat. Quickly I held my palm against my chest. I shouldn't have let Luna see that.
Are you alright?
Yeah, it's nothing. Went to the pantry while I was looking for Alice. There was some milk and I spilled it. It sounded even stupider as I said it.
Really? But...
Yeah. Just shut up. It's fine, alright? I'm fine. Leave me be. I regretted the words the moment they were out of my mouth, but something was wrong, very wrong, and my head was spinning.
Sigma...
Oh man, I'm so sorry. Just don't worry about it, okay?
30 seconds remain until polling closes.
There was no time left. I had to vote. I turned and faced the machine. Took a few deep breaths, but the chaos in my mind refused to calm itself. Calm down, just calm down. You need to think about the AB game right now. Just forget about your hand. Who was I kidding? There was no way I could forget about something like that.
10 seconds remain until Ambidex game holding closes. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Your vote has been recorded. Please wait.
Round 2 of the Ambidex game has been completed. Results will be displayed in the warehouse. Thank you for your part. Ambidex gates.
Moon and I stepped out of the AB room. You could see the others.
So you chose Ally after all.
Yeah. To be honest, the AB game was the last thing on my mind. As chaotic as my thoughts were, they were all centered on one thing, the mysterious white liquid.
Do you want to go see the results?
Sure. Luna nodded and walked toward the projection, but I couldn't move. I glanced around to make sure no one was watching and I opened my hand. Liquid didn't seem to have clotted or run out since it was still oozing thickly out of the slit in my hand. What in the hell is this? Couldn't be blood, could it? No, that was impossible. No matter how many white blood cells clumped together, you never get anything that looked like that. I'd never seen my blood do this before. In 22 years of life, so Sigma is 22, I'd seen my body bleed many times, scraped knees as a kid, accidental nicks with a knife as an adult, but every single time I bled red, like any other human being. So, why was it that this time it was white? What the hell is happening to me?
Hey, Sigma, what are you doing? Get the hell over here. They're gonna show the result.
Yeah, right. On my way. Posed myself and headed over.
Results from round 2 of the Ambidex game will now be displayed. Please direct your attention to the results screen.
Wow. 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 That's an interesting,
Points have been assigned or subtracted accordingly.
wow.
Please check your bracelet to see your updated bracelet points.
is incredible. Look, everyone voted ally. You did just like you promised, Kay.
How could I choose betray after what Phi said to me?
Okay. Okay.
Tenmyoji and Dio voted ally too.
Of course. If we hadn't, Alice would have died.
Yeah, well, that's about it, I guess.
We should thank the both of you as well. I'm happy to see you also chose ally.
Oh, I didn't have anything to do with it. That was all Sigma.
Then thank you very much, Sigma.
That's an interesting pose from.
Sigma? Sigma, are you all right?
Come on, what's wrong? Just say something.
Huh. Oh yeah. Looks like we all allied. That's great.
Sigma, what the hell's wrong with you?
Yeah, you've been acting a little out of it ever since we came out of the AB rooms. What happened? You make it past at Luna and get shot down?
No, nothing like
Man,
that.
it was a joke. You remember what that is? A joke? You're in pretty bad shape, huh?
Before Dio could continue, the heavy metal rumble of the door shutting echoed throughout the warehouse.
The ambidex gates have closed. Round 3 of the ambidex game will be the star round. Star keys are required to open the gates. There is no set limit on usage of the star keys. The ambidex gates can be opened as many times as the players wish to open them.
We can open the gates as many times as we want to? Then that means...
We can play the AB game as many times as we like, right?
Hey, Zero Jr. said something about this, didn't he?
As soon as the gates close, your colors get all shuffled up automatically. The pair and solo assignments hop around a bit too.
Yeah, right. Sorry to be a pain, but could you all show me your bracelets? I want to see what your colors and assignments are.
Everyone nodded and held their arms out toward him. I stared at them, terrified to follow suit, but certain that refusing would only draw more suspicion. So held on my arm, hand tightened into a white-knuckled fist to hide the cut. When their eyes landed on my hand, my heart skipped a beat.
Huh. So Dio and Kay are a yellow pair. Luna and I are both pairs, but our colors are different.
Right. You're a cyan, and I'm magenta.
That makes Sigma the only solo, huh? A red solo. So what are the 4 we left in the infirmary?
Luna and I are pairs, so 2 of them are our partners.
That means the other 2 are solos. Although, I guess we don't know what colors they are.
They're probably green and blue.
Why's that?
Didn't you see them? There are a bunch of white doors in the Floor B warehouse. They have to be the next set of chromatic doors.
Ah, yes. Phi and I saw them as well, on our way back from the garden with the unconscious Quark. And there they were. Each one had a box just like the doors on floor A. Given that, I don't see how there can be any question. Those white doors are our next set of chromatic doors.
I think that our bracelet combinations will have to add up to white in order to open the secondary doors. The pairs are cyan, magenta, and yellow. You see?
Yeah. If we need to make white, then the other 3 colors would have to be red, green, and blue.
Right.
Good. Now that we've got that figured out, I'm heading back to the infirmary for a bit. I want to check up on Quark and Alice.
Want to check up on Alice and Quark?
I shall accompany you then.
Might as well go with you, I guess. No real reason to hang out here.
Well, what will you two do?
I need to talk to Sigma about something.
About what?
Something?
Her usual pleasant expression had been replaced with something much more sullen. She must have noticed that there was something wrong with me. That was what she wanted to talk about, I was sure of it. Okay, fine. Ooh, we got more stuff to go. Alright. Managed to make my voice sound almost relaxed.
Whoa, hold on. A private talk? What are you guys plotting?
We're not plotting anything, I promise. It's nothing.
Fine, whatever. See if I care.
Dio tossed his head with a mixture of arrogance and feigned disinterest and marched out the yellow door. Temioji and Kei quickly followed. In only moments, all three had disappeared. So, what was it you wanted to talk about? I was almost certain I knew, but there was always hope. I did my best to act as if I were genuinely confused.
Oh, I don't really like this room. Could we go somewhere else?
Okay.
I found somewhere nice when I was looking for Alice earlier.
Strange as her request was, I had no reason to object. I kept my mouth shut and followed Luna as she headed off.
You know this place?
Yeah, well, sort of. I came here once when I was looking for Alice.
Oh, I see.
So what brings you here?
Isn't this nice? This is the only place in the whole facility with anything green. I feel kind of silly saying it, but it makes me think of the great outdoors. I think it's the perfect place for a serious conversation. Being surrounded by nature makes me feel happy. Oh, there's a bench over there. Would you like to sit down with me?
She sat down softly and gently, and I lowered myself down next to her. Oh, hey, different, So what do you want to talk to me about? Instead of answering, Luna lifted a tiny birdcage pendant she wore into the palm of her hand. She was silent for a moment and then began to talk.
Can I tell you something? This is actually a music box.
Really?
Yes.
She twisted the key on the bottom, and it made an almost imperceptible winding noise. When she released it, a soft, clear notes rang out. It's a nice song. Why'd you bring that up, though?
Because I wanted you to know, I guess. I wanted you to know more about me. Maybe it's because I'm so shy, but I don't really have any friends. Or even any acquaintances, really. So I've sort of always been alone. It was really hard. I felt so lonely a lot of the time. And it hurt. It felt like I was just kind of going to collapse from the inside out. That was when I got this music box. Someone very important gave it to me. They didn't say anything, but I felt like there was an unspoken message behind it. Luna, happiness is closer than you think. Do you know Maeterlinck's The Bluebird?
No, I do not. I think it starts on Christmas Eve. This brother and sister named Tiltil and Metil get asked to find a bluebird by this old woman, and they travel to the dream world. I've never heard of this. I mean, if I did from the previous playthrough, I don't remember it. Something. Anyway, I supposedly you can catch this bird, and you can make a wish come true. So they visit all these different places, but they can't find it. Eventually they give up and go home, but when they wake up, the bird is in a birdcage in their hut.
That's right. It's a well-known story, and it teaches a simple lesson.
Yeah, like you said, happiness is closer than you think.
Right. It got me thinking. Maybe the person who gave me this music box was trying to tell me just that. I don't know if that's true. Maybe all of this is just in my head, but I really felt like that was what they meant. It was so kind. I kept it with me all the time, like a kind of good luck charm. But one day I realized something. There was another meaning to the bluebird. In Maeterlinck's original story, it doesn't end with them waking up. Yes.
There's more?
When Til and Nittil try to feed the bird, it leaves the cage and flies away. And then the story ends.
What? What about the moral then?
It changes. Now the message is that just when you think you found happiness, you'll lose it again. I thought about that for a while, but in the end, it didn't change how I felt. I don't know what they intended it to mean when they gave it to me, but I decided how I was going to look at it. It means that happiness is something you should always be looking for, and it's only when you're pursuing happiness that you're truly happy. You know, Sigma, I think you might be Til.
What?
You know, the boy who the old lady asked to find the bluebird on Christmas Eve.
What are you trying to say?
Can I ask you something? Where did you
Sure.
find Alice?
What does that have to do with anything?
Just answer me. Where did you find Alice?
Room 2 in the crew quarters.
Where were you before that?
I was in the lounge. It was after we'd split up to go look for Alice. First place I went was the lounge.
So you went from the lounge to the crew quarters, where you found Alice. And then you rushed her to the infirmary, right?
Yes.
Okay, tell me this then. How do you know about the garden? Just now you said you'd come here when you were looking for Alice, didn't you? That doesn't make any sense. There wouldn't have been any time for you to visit the garden while you were looking for Alice. So tell me, Sigma, how do you know about this place?
Well, I didn't know what to say. I couldn't even explain it to myself. Why had I told her I knew about the garden? Why had I told her I'd been there before?
Sigma, are you a robot? Have you always been here?
A what?
See, it would make so much sense if you were. That would explain why you knew about the garden, and it would explain that cut on your left hand.
Damn, so you did see it, huh?
Yes. I've been told that robots these days have what's called artificial biological tissue, or ABT, on top of a metal skeleton. It makes them look almost exactly like a human. And ABT uses this white liquid instead of blood.
For some reason, when Luna had called me a robot, it hadn't really fazed me. Maybe because it was just so out there. It didn't sound like a real possibility, it sounded more like a theory you'd get from someone in a nut house. Still, my hand was still oozing white liquid. Was I really a robot? No, that was impossible. I needed to stop doing that. Questioning myself so much was giving me heart palpitations. Luna, aren't you a little scared?
Scared? Why would I be scared?
Well, let's say I am a robot. That means there's a pretty good chance Zera's pulling my strings. That would make me your enemy.
I guess so. Well, even if you were, I wouldn't be scared.
Why not?
Maybe because you're a robot. Have you
Huh?
ever heard of the 3 laws of robotics? They were a set of rules created by the science fiction author Isaac Asimov that he used in several of his stories.
Rule 1. Yeah, we know the rules. I read them out. Yeah, I've heard those before. It's just an ideal, though. You could work toward that, but I don't think you could ever actually achieve it. I mean, depending on how you program them, robots could do pretty much whatever they wanted
Yes, you're right. But I believe in them. In you.
I mean, then you'd have to go into detail about the positronic brain and its
However you're
uncertainty.
programmed, I don't think you'd break any of the 3 laws. A robot without the 3 laws is just a bunch of metal and plastic. That's not you. You have a heart. You're a good person. It's in your eyes. Well, I guess I'm just kind of assuming you're a robot. There's still a chance you're not. We should run some tests. Yes.
How?
The atom should be able to tell us.
Oh yeah, that thing in the infirmary. I heard the crunch of dry leaves behind us. When it turned, there was nothing. What is it?
Is someone there?
Just me. Sorry, but can you guys come over here? I need you to see something. Welcome.
What? How long have
Just
you
got
been?
here a little while ago.
Did you hear what we were saying?
No. Were you talking about something you didn't want me to know about? Whatever. Just have a look at this.
A bomb. Shit.
Antimatter.
Exactly. I'm pretty sure someone didn't move it here from the crew quarters. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's an entirely different bomb. Look at the number on the side.
It's the certain one.
And the one in the crew quarters said 3, right? Then that...
Shit. And there's no question,
I've
huh?
got more good news. Just think about the numbers for a moment.
You're saying there's a 2 bomb out?
Can't be sure, but it does seem pretty likely.
That means we're dealing with a combined explosive power equal to 3 tons of TNT.
Yeah.
Who planted them?
Was it you guys? I mean, you've been in here quite a while.
Hey, don't give me that. You're way more suspicious than we are. What were you doing in the bushes
Well,
anyway?
I was taking a walk.
Taking a walk. You really think I'm gonna buy that?
Fine. You got me. I heard you two were off talking in secret. So I got curious and went back to the Floor A warehouse. Of course, you weren't there. That seemed pretty suspicious to me, so I headed here. And just as I'd suspected, there you were, talking on the bench. I snuck up from behind so you wouldn't notice me. Then, just as I was getting close enough to hear, I found the bomb. So, believe me now?
So who planted the bomb?
Honestly, it could have been any one of us. Anybody could have come here while we were all looking for Alice.
We need to tell everyone about this then.
Yeah, you're right. Let's head back to the infirmary. Everyone else was already there when we arrived. Oh man, 4 more. Okay. I may have to cut this short. Actually, yeah, I'm going to cut it short here. I will pick this up next time. Yeah. All right. See ya.